we have proven that we can actually be civil. Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
Donald wanted me drug tested before last night's debate. I am so flattered that Donald thought I used some sort of performance enhancer. It's called preparation.
All right, I'm Lauren Green, and you are in the strategy room. And that clip was from last night during one of the largest charity events of the political season, the Alfred E. Smith Memorial Dinner, where both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump had the chance to roast themselves and each other in the name of a good cause. But did their jokes go a little too deep? Joining me now with their reaction, Professor at Iona College and strategist at Applied Techonomics, Jeanne Zaino, and Republican strategist Brian Morgenstern. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Okay, Jeanne, I want your take because, I was there last night, so I kind of felt the crowd.
I'm so jealous, Lauren.
I'll tell you, you kind of feel the crowd, how they were reacting to some of the jokes, and it was all good-hearted until about two-thirds of the way through Donald Trump's, and it was like, ooh, we're going to go there.
First of all, I truly am jealous because it is a historic night every year in New York City, and especially during presidential election seasons. And so I would have loved to have been there. I do think people are getting a little bit, can I say, tired of this election, and it's been so over the top in terms of how negative it's been and how personal. I think people really do look at an event like the Al Smith dinner as a roasting, a good-natured, if you will, roasting. And this is an important charity event. It's an important event held every year. And I think probably people were ready just to let their hair down, relax, have some good laughs, some self-deprecating humor like you hear at a roast. And I think that's probably what happened as you got about two-thirds of the way through, as you mentioned, Donald Trump's speech, when it went from kind of a self-deprecating humor and started to go over the top. And I understand from people who were there, some people thought the same way about Hillary Clinton's as well at a certain point where maybe it was a little bit too far. But I would say I am sympathetic or empathetic to the candidates themselves because they're in the heat of what is, the toughest gauntlet they're running in their professional careers. They're going on no sleep. They're going nonstop. I think switching from a debate one night and where they're really going at each other to this kind of event, I give them credit, both of them, for standing up there and being able to be as funny as they were, even if they did go a little too far.
No, Brian, I have the feeling, though, because this event came less than 24 hours after the third and final debate, that it was almost like the unofficial debate number 4 or debate number 3 part 2 or something like that. But where Donald was going to get something in that he could not get in the night before. What are your thoughts and what's your take on the evening?
Yeah, I think you're both right, but that is an important skill for a politician to have, to be able to show off the human side and empathy and be able to, engage in some good-natured ribbing and self-deprecation and all of that, and be able to turn it off. And just be human a little bit. And what we saw was that these two are such fierce competitors, and there is really no love lost between the two, that they couldn't turn it off. It was just debate mode all the way.
Although Hillary, I believe, said to Clinton, Donald Trump afterwards, whatever happens, we have to work together. I mean, that's sort of the statesman quality. But, Jeanne, one of the sort of elephant in the room is the WikiLeaks and the whole things that her campaign staff said about the Catholic or the Catholic Church in regards to our boss here at Fox News Channel. They tried to diffuse it, but what could have been done besides just ignoring it?
I think there's very little she can do at this point about those leaks. Though, they, unfortunately for the Trump campaign, they haven't seen the light of day as much as certainly people in the Trump campaign think they should have. I think it's very difficult for her at this point to go back and explain some of those comments. And so I think she is doing everything she can to pivot away from talking about them and diffuse them in that way. But strategically, to try to address those now or to try to correct those now, I think is very difficult. The damage is done once you put that out there. And unfortunately for all of us, I think this is just the beginning. This campaign is about 2 weeks out. We'll hear the rest of these things drop. But I think American politics from now on is going to be a series of leaks like this, and we're going to have to start to figure out how we move forward, because I think we're going to see a lot more of this rather than a lot less going forward.
All right, Brent, I might get your final thoughts on that.
Yeah, the campaign has taken the strategy of not disputing the content of any particular email and just saying, hey, stop paying attention to these, it's the Russians, or whatever. Somebody else interfering in our election, therefore you should just not, therefore they don't count. which is not all that convincing for voters. But that said, they're in a tough spot because every day it's more minutia. It's more, here's an example of something they did wrong, a specific example. So they're just taking this blanket approach, hoping that their supporters will just allow that to, kind of brush it under the rug. But people who are not on board with them are seeing damaging information day by day by day, and there's, 17 more of them. More days before the election.
It'll soon be over, though. It will.
And then we all need a laugh.
And then we'll have a national vacation.
Yeah. I think we should. All right, thanks so much, Jeanne and Brian.
Thank you.
And for complete coverage of the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.